What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to another episode of our 2022 NBA Draft Player Breakdown series. In today's episode, we have a really interesting prospect, probably the top international prospect in this year's NBA draft. He's a player that's extremely young. As of the time I'm making this video, he's only 18.9 years of age. He turns 19 on June 9th. So coming into the draft, he'll be just barely 19 years old. So he's an extremely young player. He's 6'10", 205 pounds. He's more of a small forward, power forward. I think he'll kind of play that stretch four at the NBA level. He's from Serbia, like I said, an international player. He played for KK Mega BMax. Sorry if I mispronounced that. But Nikola Jovic is, like I said, an international player. He's extremely young. In this past season, he averaged 11.8 points per game, 5.5 rebounds, 1 assist per game. He did this while shooting 55% from the field on 7.3 attempts per game. He shot 40% on 3.8 attempts per game. He's 71.4% from twos. He shot 75% from the free throw line, 3 attempts per game. And he also averaged 0.3 steals, 0.5 blocks, and 0.8 turnovers per game in his 24.8 minutes, average per game. So let's go ahead and look at some of Nikola's strengths. So Nikola Jovic is one of the most intriguing prospects in this year's draft. He might be one of the most talented prospects in this draft, with an extremely raw skill set on the offensive side of the ball. At 6'10", 205, 210 pounds, playing that small forward, power forward position. He shows great promise to be an outside shooter, mainly at that position, and at his size, being able to shoot the ball at a high percentage like he can shoot will be extremely valuable for teams in this year's, or in this kind of NBA era. Having big guys that can stretch the floor and shoot threes is extremely valuable, and he will be able to provide that for an NBA team, once he gets drafted, or whatever team he gets drafted by. He also shows the ability to put the ball on the floor. He's got a really good handle for someone at his size. He's got good handle. He in the open floor, in half court, he's able to put the ball on the floor, and it really looks like he knows what he's doing, and not at someone at 6'10", you wouldn't expect that they would really look like they know what they're doing when they're putting the ball on the floor. But he shows a lot of promise to be a slasher, someone that has more than just being able to catch and shoot. He's able to put the ball on the floor, get to the rim, and kind of create shots for himself off the dribble. Along with that, he's also got really good vision. As you can see by some of these passes here, he's able to kind of just see over the top of people. He's able to see the whole court, make the right reads for the most part, make the right passes, and he's able to really put the ball in a place for his teammates to be able to score. He puts it in their shooting pocket every time, hits them, kind of leads them on the roll. He's got really good vision and really good touch on his passes, in the half court and in the transition in the full court. So he's one of those players that he's extremely raw right now. He's extremely young. I think that if you give him a couple years to develop in the NBA, I think he's got a lot of promise to be a great offensive player, and one of those players that has the ability to kind of play that point forward position, is able to stretch the floor, guard multiple positions, and just really be a threat, extremely unpredictable threat on the offensive side of the floor. So let's go ahead and look at some of his weaknesses. So looking at some of Nikola's weaknesses, I kind of already mentioned in his strengths, but he is just extremely raw player. He's got an extremely raw skill set right now, and I think it's going to take him a couple years in the NBA to really kind of refine those skills and just continue to develop on them, develop on his game in general, and get used to the NBA level, the NBA play, style of play. Everything like that. But I think, like I said, he's just extremely raw right now, and it's going to take him a couple years to kind of refine his skills. Another thing with him is he's not an elite athlete by any means. He's not an elite vertical athlete. He doesn't have an extremely quick first step by any means. It is a strength of his that at his size he is able to move pretty well. And I say that this is going to sound kind of contradictive, but it does seem like he has kind of heavy feet. He moves well for someone his size, but it almost seems like his feet are a little stuck to the floor. But I think, getting into the NBA system, working with NBA trainers, I think that he can continue to work on his, his quickness, his lateral quickness, his explosiveness, things like that. I think he'll be able to develop on. But he's not an elite athlete. He's not like the slowest player or someone that's just kind of stuck to the ground vertically. But he's not, a great athlete in that aspect. But he's also really young. And I think, like I said, with some years of, training, getting used to the NBA level, I think he'll be able to, kind of work on those skills and work on his athletic ability, even more. He also just isn't right now a great kind of offensive, creator right now. He's shown the ability to put the ball on the floor and create for himself and create for others. That's not just the most, that's not his best skill right now. Really, he's able to just, he's a really good catch and shoot, knockdown, three-point shooter. He does have good vision, just kind of off a catch and pass. But off the dribble, he need to continue to work on that. And I think especially if he gets in the right, with the right team in the right situation in the NBA level, I think that he is a really promising prospect. So in conclusion, Nikola Jovic is, like I said, extremely intriguing. I think that he's got a lot of potential if he gets in the right situation with the right team and is able to, really develop for a year or two before he's asked to do a whole lot. I think that he will turn out to be a really, I would say, a really good role player. I don't think he's got like superstar potential or anything like that. But I think that he could be a really good player in the NBA if, like I said, if he's in the right situation, allowed to develop, because he still just has a really raw skill set. He will need to work on, developing into a better defender at the NBA level, having to guard multiple positions, getting switched onto quicker, more athletic guards. But I think, like I said, it's going to take him a year or two to continue to develop. But he's shown a lot of, promising plays, promising skill set. And I think he's got big things ahead of him in the NBA if he gets in the right situation. So I want to hear from all you guys in the comment section down below. Am I missing anything on him? Your thoughts on him? Do you think he'll be the first international player drafted in this year's draft? He's kind of looking right outside the lottery right now, is kind of the spot that he's in that 20 range. So kind of the middle of the first round. So I want to hear all your thoughts in the comment section down below. As always, please hit that like button on this video. Please hit the subscribe button. Share with your friends, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.